Well, now that we're in the long, hot days of summer and the kids are home from school for a few months, you should start reflecting on your particular parenting style.
So, of course, we know there are a lot of different kinds of styles, some of which you may never have heard of. Today, we are joined by author and parenting expert Michael Cavallaro to discuss the pros and cons of parenting styles and how not to do or not to repeat some bad behaviors that we learned as a child. So, Michael, thank you so much for joining us. Appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
So, let's get right into these styles, right? Obviously, one that many of us have heard of is the helicopter. Explain that.
Yep, that's pretty much where the parents hover over the child all the time.
Right.
Pretty much, mostly a negative parenting style in the sense that it limits the child to what they can experience. It often confuses them to their own choices, and they get lost in looking for their parents' lead all the time, and the parent is basically fear-based type of parenting.
But there has to be some kind of pro to that style, though.
The slate is, the attempt is often that they're trying to make the child safe. Right. But usually that's because they didn't feel safe as a child themselves.
Oh.
So they're compensating, right? Yes. And pretty much all of our parenting styles are from our underlying issues.
Projecting our feelings.
Yes, exactly. Yep.
And the next style that we talk about is lawnmower. I have not heard of that one before.
That one's more like they get in front of the child and they plow everything out of their way. So some places it's called snow plowing, some people call it lawn mowing, and they're pushing everything out of the way so the child is safe and the child can kind of follow them along. And this limits the child's also abilities for discerning what's theirs and what's not. And then they look to someone always to be there for them. So it creates a type of dependency.
And again, the theme here is trying to kind of mimic what the types of encounters that they had as a child themselves.
Yeah, either that they had it themselves or that they believe they lacked.
Right.
So often it's usually about safety. It's fear-based in its nature.
All right, the next one you have here is we talk about tiger parenting. As we're scrolling through here. This is Panda next, but let's talk a little bit about the tiger parenting if we could.
Yes, that tiger parenting is a little bit more aggressive. It's a little more forward. Can be somewhat positive because it allows you to address the world. It allows you to be a go-getter, be more productive, get involved in life without having to hold back and wait for somebody. Right. At the other side of it, it also can intimidate the child. It could have an adverse effect where the child actually backs down from life and really waits and gets a little shy because they see the aggression in the parent sometimes. Right. And sometimes these are the parents who are like, oh, you need to be a doctor because we have 10 generations of doctors and you've really got to push. And that creates a lot of anxiety in the child.
Overbearing type.
Yes, yep. So that combines in that.
Okay. And the tip that we did show you before, what about panda parents?
Panda parents is probably my favorite of these. It's a little bit more balanced. It's a little nurturing. It's a little bit closer to what I personally teach, which I call choice parenting. And it's about a little nurturing and a little bit about allowing the child to explore, discover themselves, and encounter more of life and come back with questions.
So not necessarily the parent who lets their kids climb over passengers at the airport.
Yeah, not necessarily that.
There is some freedom, but not that much freedom.
Yes.
Right.
Exactly.
Got it.
So we learned about the 4 different parenting styles. So what would you think Nick is? Because he just had a baby not too long ago.
What do you think, Nick?
Well, let me ask you a follow-up before is there any sort of like hybrid in all these? Can you like combine several of these?
Yes,
does
always.
That happen?
Always.
It does happen.
There's always, they're never pure in their nature. There's always a little bit of this and a little bit of that. Again, it's based on the way you were raised combined with what you thought you were missing. So if you're a little fearful, you might want to take control. So instead of being a little passive, you could be a little more aggressive. So you have a little tiger with a little helicopter and a little panda for some nurturing.
So I think I might be tiger and panda.
Really? Oh, no.
Yeah.
I say you are helicopter and lawnmower.
I am not a helicopter.
Yes, you are. You should see him with his baby.
I hand off my child to anybody who wants to hold it.
When she cries, though. Only when she cries.
Or it needs to be changed. Right. All right. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate it, Michael.
Thank you very much.
For more information, where can we go to get some
you can go to teamworkwins.org.
Okay.
And you can also reach us at AdeleandMichael.com.
Excellent.
So those are 2 places, and our books are on Amazon as well.
And can we find more about your books at those sites as well?
Yes. For my book is called Change Your Mind, Not Your Child.
Hold up your book. Show
It's
them.
about, it's about,
There you go.
it's about making a shift in your awareness and looking at your issues so that you can be a better parent, because the more you love yourself, the more you can love your child.
Ooh, I like that.
Great advice.
Great way to end it, too.
All right, Michael, thank you so much.
You.
Okay, thank you.